Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for this video I'm going to be using the Amongst the Wildflowers paper pad, and I've also got a piece of the foil cardstock as well. And what I'm going to be doing is using this image as my main image, so this will effectively be my topper. So first of all we'll put down the middle because I'm going to do a fold back card. So all I've done is taken the square card, score it in the middle and fold that back. So to start with, we'll do the inside. So we'll lay that mirror onto there. Just make sure that's all covered. And then take my scissors and just cut off the excess. It's moving in my hand, so just check that before we cut anything down. Just move because it feels quite stuck, so try again. Oh, sorry, I've just knocked the camera. And then we'll need, I don't think that's big enough now, so then we need a piece for this as well. Again, lay it on. And there's times when I will just cut it down, but sometimes I like to do it this way as well, just to make sure that the size is definitely right. So that's that, and then what I'm going to do is take this foil cardstock and it can go on the back. So well, these are 6, aren't they? So if I go 2 notches under the 6, and then will that fit on there? Let's see if we can make it work. So 2 notches under the 6, and I've got, because I want to use this top piece, I'm going to just take it up to 2 notches under the 6 that way, and then that way when I turn it round, and again do 2 notches, hopefully it should all line up. And it just keeps that top piece intact. So that will go, let's see, on there. edge off. Like so. And then, so short we are, we're quite short, aren't we, with that one? So I'll need to rethink that. It's not quite going to fit there. If we could do that. And use the border as well. I'll put it down anyway and then we'll go from there. That was 2 notches, wasn't it? So we'll put that, and we've got that piece to save. And then that was to go on there. Just wonder if we could use some of that border to lay over the top, even if it was just the blue. So that we don't only need a small piece. Back to that, so let's see what size we want this. That's, I think that's 3. We want, what sizes we've got here? No, that's too short. What about that one? Again, too short. These two are double shape. So I'll just have a look, see if I've got any pieces in here that will work. That's 3. Let's see if it fits. Just don't want to lose its head, so I'll just take some of that. Let's see if there's another piece. We've got plenty of pieces, but it's always the way they're not quite the right size. So that's that one. That was 2.5. No. That's just typical, isn't it? Bear with me and I'll just get myself another piece of gold and I'll be back. Right, so I've got another piece, and then what I'm going to do, because this is only 3 wide, I'm going to have to cut this. So what I'll do is take, I want to try and keep that border, so what I might do is just cut that off first. Then I know I've got it. So then I'm going to take a little bit off this edge. And then I did the gold mirror to 2 notches. So if I do 1 notch, what I need to do is just take it up to there, lift, and do that, because what I'm going to do is just cut round that ear, because that will stick out from the gold mirror. but I don't really want to chop it off. So all I'm doing is fussy cutting it like that, so that when we put the mirror down, we're not losing his ear or her ear. So then I want to decide on height. So I think if we just take it above, so let's see, it's 4. We do 4.5. Should we do 4.25? So this piece will need to be 2 notches above the 4.25. So then we have that like that. So that's that sorted. So that's going to go in there. We still need to sort out what we're doing here, don't we? I wonder if, let's have a look now we've got that border. Whether we use a strip of the blue. And then we could put that and then it would all tie in maybe. Cut the blue down, so let's see what we've got. So that would go on there. And then let's have that on there. Trying to think how I want this now. Not that you'd see much of that flowers anyway, but if I was going to do that, I'd want to fussy cut around the border, I think. So what I would do is like cut round those like that. Because my idea behind, because not buying the actual kit that goes with this, is I've got loads of kits that I really need to work through. But I did like this, and I do like having the 8x8 pads. So I thought if I could maybe buy the pad, because obviously it's got the images in, and then because I bought the coordinating foil Matastic cardstock, you could, you know, bring it out a bit because I still had the foil in. So I do try and look at when they bring things out. I do look at the paper pads and see if maybe I can just use them on their own. So if they've got enough images that you could use. See if we got to the top a bit more. No, that's all right. We're at where we need to be. So I just put that there. So yeah, the idea was if I could just use the paper pad, and like I've done with this one, use the, you know, the main image, because you get multiples of them anyway. And then buy this foiled cardstock. You can still make up a card without having to have all the kit. And obviously, one, you're saving a bit of money, but two, you're not having so much items to, you know, to store. So it just keeps that down as well. But like I said, I'd seen people making cards with this kit, even with, you know, the actual kit itself, and just wasn't sure about it, but then liked the style, so I went and bought it. So now I'm just, and it might help if you've got paper pad yourself with images on and you want to use up, you know, you've maybe used all the kit and you want to still use them up. So it's another way to use up your pad. Just going to cut into this a little bit as well. This here, because I'm going to do the same on this side, I think. So then that way we can go up as far as we need to go. And then again, bring it down. And then we can cut the rest. So then that way, we can maybe just take a notch off. If we take a notch off that, would that still, let's see. It's just trial and error really, just working out where you need everything to sit. I'm just thinking if I can make it smaller, I can then, so if that goes on there, and then we get this like so. See, I mean, it's not much of a gap, still a bit more of a gap. So yeah, I think that's the way we're going to go with this card. So what I need to do is see what that size is. So that's the 2 notches. So if I take this border, I need to put that way, don't I, to take on top it off. So 2 notches to start with. Let's see where that is, because we need it to be obviously roughly the same. Yeah, so it's the same size, so that's fine. Bit of faffing around, but we got there eventually. So let's put this one in. That out, something like that. And there's that piece. So then we need to work out where this needs to sit. So we'll stick this one down first. So yeah, if you've got any paper pads like this that Hunkydory have brought out, you can always look at them and see if you can make cards just from them. And then, you know, things are getting used up. So then we'll use the tape runner for this bit. Straighten that up a bit. There we go. Yeah, so because I've just had 2 weeks off work for holidays, I didn't go anywhere out abroad, but I did days out and stuff. So although I've had videos going up on my channel, which I filmed obviously before I finished, so I still had content going up. It's the first time I've made a card in 2 weeks, so just getting myself back into it. We did so well with the weather. We had some cracking weather, hot but no rain, so that was a bonus. But again, it's still, although it's not sunny, it's still stifling hot again this week. So I'm thinking that there. So pull that piece back in the pad. And then I also bought this wonderful wildflowers. So while I was away, I did get some orders, so I have put the video up on my channel if you want to take a look at what I bought. But this came together, so I'm just wondering if we could put something in this corner. Just to break it up. Just because then it's not so bare up here then. Because again, as I was saying before, excuse me, you know, regarding, excuse me, sorry, just get a drink. Also by buying this, you can also add to it, because it's wildflowers and this is amongst the wildflowers. Oh dear. Alright, fogging my throat today. So I'm thinking, because we've got those yellow ones, I could maybe put one of those ones up there. Because we've got these, but because they're stems, I don't really think they'd work. So let's see, let's try this one. So we could have that like that, you see. It just means that corner's not so bare. And we can actually have that hanging over a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Excuse me. Right. So what we'll do is, because it's quite a big area, just going that way, so get up some of my cardboard. Again, this is just bits of cardboard from packaging. So what I do then is just any packaging, if it's strong enough that it can be used for this sort of thing, and I just chop it up into, well, I just break it up and then I chop up smaller pieces and then put it in this jar and then use when needed. I do have some double-sided foam pads that I was given, but because this is such a big area, I thought maybe it might be worth just using the cardboard. So if I go, yeah, if I just put it over ever so slightly, because obviously we've got that there. Move that one over a bit actually. So I mean, the foam, double-sided foam pads have their place obviously, because I use them myself, especially like the Hunkydory strips, because obviously they come in handy for if you're doing frames. But if you can use cardboard, it makes a difference, because then you're saving a bit of money, and that money can always go to, you know, your nice things that you want to buy, the fun stuff. So then I think I might raise that up. In this case, I'm going to use the foam pads just because they're small and I'll need to chop some up. So then pop that there. sits like that. You can see how it stands up. And then just deciding whether, because I also bought the pearls. I think they were doing a deal on them at the time. There's quite a few packs. So I'm just wondering whether I could use some of these in those circles there. So let's see what size we want. So it's the medium size. So I've never had Hunkydory's pills before. I've got packs of their gems, so I just thought I'd give it a try. That might be it. Just wonder whether to put some on the inside as well, on the other bits. I think it'll just be like that because that's the bit you can see. So, and then put some down here, actually in the corner. Maybe I might just put one in each corner, I think. And then use the bigger size. Oops. Right, so let me just move stuff because we're starting to get cluttered. My craft space is getting smaller and smaller, as usual. Right. Yep, I think that's it. So, sorry about all the faffing, what we got there in the end. So that's my card for today, and that's using the die cut Wonderful Wildflowers and also the Amongst the Wildflowers paper pad, and that's just showing you how you can just use those items to make a card. So thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks for all your likes and your comments, and people that have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, if you do like the videos, if you think about subscribing, and even if people just share the video just to get it out there, just to grow my channel, I really would appreciate it. But that's it for now, and I hope to see you in another video. Take care, bye.